The problem isn't the apps, it's not the events, and it's not the rich aunties. And honestly, it's not even the men. The problem is what you believe about men. And today we're going to talk about that. You probably have been to all the events, tried all the apps, and had a lot of introductions. And when something doesn't go right, there's probably a thought you have in your head. And if you're being honest with yourself, that thought is probably all men are just trash. Well, what if I told you that the belief that all men are just trash isn't protecting you, but it's the actual very thing that's keeping the right man away? Today, I'm going to share three of the main limiting beliefs women have about men, where they really come from, and what to do instead. And before we get into it, if you have a girlfriend who thinks all men are trash, send this video to her, as she needs to watch this too. My name is Sobia, and I coach Muslim women aged 30 plus who are burnt out by the marriage search to heal, grow, and become the main character in their life. Now, before we get into the three limiting beliefs, I want to share a story about someone I had worked with. She had come to me completely convinced that men were the problem. Every man she had met, she would write off really quickly. They were either too passive, not ambitious enough, or not practicing enough. When I asked her to really think about why she was writing these men off, she really struggled to give me solid reasons. The men were not bad, she was just closing the door before it even opened. And through our work together, what emerged was something much deeper. She wasn't writing the men off because they weren't good enough. She was writing them off because she was terrified of committing to the wrong man. And that fear, it wasn't random. It was rooted in watching her parents' marriage fail. She had grown up seeing what a broken marriage looked like up close, and somewhere deep in her subconscious, she had made a decision that every man she would meet would eventually let her down, as her father had let her mother down. Now, that belief was running silently in the background of every single interaction she had with the man. And through our work together, she was able to identify that fear, understand where it had come from, and then slowly release it. And she stopped projecting her parents' relationship onto every man she had met and started giving connections a real chance. And that's what happens when we do the real inner work, not just the surface stuff. We find the root, and when you address the root, everything changes. So let's get to the three biggest beliefs that women have about men and what to do instead. Limiting belief number one: good men do not exist anymore. Now, this is the most common belief and the most damaging one because it becomes a self fulfilling prophecy. Now, when you believe that good men don't exist, you stop looking for them properly and you go into every interaction already expecting disappointment. And here's what happens: you find exactly what you are looking for. Not because good men don't exist, but because your filter is set to find evidence that confirms what you already believe. And this is what we call negative husnul dhan, expecting the worst. And when you approach the marriage search with a negative husnul dhan, you will always find what you expect to find. And the truth is, good men do exist. They are out there. But you will never find what you're convinced does not exist. So I want you to change just one perception. From good men do not exist to I have not found the right one yet. That one reframe changes everything about how you show up. And so the next time that thought comes up that there are no good men, I want you to catch it and replace it with the right man does exist and I am open to finding him. And I want you to say it even if you don't fully believe it. Say it until you do. Limiting belief number two: men are not interested in serious relationships. This belief usually comes from experience. You probably connected with men who were not serious, who wasted your time, who disappeared when things got real. And you have probably taken those specific experiences and made them a universal truth about all men. But here's the honest question I want you to sit with. Were those men not serious? Or were they simply not the right men for you? Because there is a big difference. The men who are not serious are not hiding. They show up exactly as they are. The question is whether you're paying attention to the signs early enough or whether you're hoping they will change. You see, a man who's serious about you will make it known. He will be clear, he will communicate, and he will pursue you with intention. That man does exist, but you have to believe he does to recognize him when he shows up. So I want you to stop generalizing one man's behavior onto all men. Every man deserves a clean slate, and so do you. And I want you to ask yourself honestly, am I writing men off based on this specific man and what he did? Or am I carrying one man's behavior into every new connection? Because that isn't discernment, that is a wound. And wounds need healing and not confirmation. Limiting belief number 3. All men are the same. This is the belief that sits underneath the two other, and it's the most personal one because it almost always comes from somewhere close, either a father or brother or a past relationship. And when you grow up seeing a specific type of man behave in a specific way, your brain makes a rule that all men are like this, all men will do this, and all men will eventually let me down. And that rule follows you into every new connection without you even realizing it. And you find yourself becoming guarded when you should be open. You test men instead of trusting the process, and you close doors before they've even had a chance to open. Without meaning to, you push with the very men you're praying for. And I want you to ask yourself, where did your belief about men really come from? Was it from all men or from a specific man from a specific time in your life? Because one man's behavior or even your father's behavior is not a blueprint for all men. And I want you to change your perspective from all men are the same to I am open to experiencing something different. And I want you to trace this belief back to where it all started. Who taught you that all men are the same? And what did you witness? And then I want you to ask yourself, is it fair to make every man pay for what one man did? Because the right man shouldn't have to prove himself innocent before he's done anything wrong. Let's do a quick recap of the 3 limiting beliefs we just covered. Limiting belief number 1, good men do not exist anymore. They do. You just have to believe it to find them. Limiting belief number 2, men are not interested in serious relationship. The right man is, but you need to stop generalizing one man's behavior onto all men. And limiting belief number 3, all men are the same. They're not the same, but until you release that belief, you will keep finding evidence that confirms it. Your beliefs about men are not just thoughts. They are showing up in every conversation that you have and every connection you have. And until you address them at the root, nothing on the outside will change. Not the apps, the events, or introductions. The work starts on the inside. And I want you to know this, sister, you're not broken and you're not too guarded. You're a woman who has been hurt and you're trying to protect yourself the only way you know how. But you deserve more than life spent protecting yourself from love. You deserve to receive the love that you want. And if this video resonated with you, I want you to do one thing. Share it with a girlfriend who needs to hear it. You know who she is. The one who says all men are trash every time you speak to her. Send it to her right now. It might just change everything for her. And I would love for you to tell me in the comment section which limiting belief resonated with you the most. And if this video has helped, subscribe as there'll be more coming for you, inshallah.